more value for your money when you activate your Digicel Prime bundle. More choices for what you want at low prices. More talk time on the most reliable network. More any-use data for whatever you're into searching and sharing. And dedicated data for more new apps to stream your music, shows, and live sports. Activate a Digicel Prime bundle of your choice in the My Digicel app today and save more. Digicel, better connected.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Grab your Eagle Ray hard seltzer, because we're about to take a deep dive.
Eagle Ray hard seltzer.
New depth of refreshment.
Eagle Ray hard seltzer.
Take a deep dive.
Eagle Ray hard seltzer.
Lemon, pineapple, passion fruit.
Eagle Ray
Hard seltzer.
Eagle Ray hard seltzer.
New depths of refreshment.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel. Join us for Pink Suntopia, a food and good vibes affair on Saturday, 24th June from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Splash Bar. Dress code is Shades of Pink. General admission is $20 and buffet inclusive is $65. You don't want to miss out on the amazing music from DJ Levi Chen, DJ Collision, DJ Hollywood HP, DJ Terror, Sister Sensia, and EK The Real Ride. Tickets are available at No Rush Bar Portzante and Royal St. Kitts Hotel. Come and enjoy the vibes with us.
Nice to be in orbit. Nice to be in orbit.
Oh, well, maybe just say that we're live. Yeah, what about that? Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Welcome to Sip and Chat right here at the Sugar Factory. And we're here for an amazing time of discussion, reflection, discussions, and then unimportant things.
We talk about unimportant things?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What is
That's the whole. We got a whole segment dedicated to that.
You don't think those things are important to know?
Come on, Jade. You think those things are important to life and so?
No.
They're interesting, but they're unimportant, but very interesting and entertaining.
Wow.
Oh, but good morning to the sippers, the persons that are tuned in, listening live, the persons who are checking us after the live has ended. Big up to the Kingsters in the King Club one time. And yeah, all the haters, morning.
Yeah, haters? What's this?
Good. Everybody has haters, Jade. If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing nothing.
But you acknowledge them like you're not a mentor?
Yeah, Jade.
Personally?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I don't mind the haters, you know. As far as I'm concerned, you're the one with the problem.
That is true.
So they're really stressing me. But it's something you gotta hail them up, let them know, hey.
Have a good day.
Yeah, and
No?
no, I don't do that, you know.
Okay.
Like and like in real life. In real life, I don't do that.
Well, if you know them, you might as well.
No, I just remind them that one, I know who you are, and two, like me really care. Yeah, Let's get on the love boat, but if you don't want to, drown in the hate sea. Oh, but Jade, how you doing? How you doing?
By here, chilling, you know. Enjoying my morning. How about you?
I have a feeling anxious.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm feeling anxious.
what's making you anxious?
I
Speak
think,
to me.
no, I think there's several things.
Okay.
I think there's several things that I have to navigate.
Life? Yes, yes.
The things in life that I have to navigate. Also, sometimes you have things that you're looking forward to, and either the excitement makes you a bit anxious, or sometimes if you don't prepare. You ever had to go do a test and knew that you weren't prepared in the least?
Do you know me?
Yes.
What do you think the answer to that is?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, like so sometimes those things make you feel a bit anxious. And I'm generally very stoic. Like I'm generally very.
That is true. You don't really say anxious and stuff. But yeah.
Even keel.
I think it's because I either figured that I care or I don't care. And there was points in my life I didn't care about tests and all these things, like school and stuff. So them things didn't bother me.
See, like that. See, them things wouldn't bother you. But when you care, but you're unprepared, or you know ahead of time that the thing you care about isn't going to go the way you would want it to go, then I think that anxiety is a pretty reasonable response.
I think that sometimes we're just expecting the worst.
No, Jade, if you walk into a test and you know nothing,
What are you talking about?
not bad. Like,
I just hear you. I think it's just. Yeah, I don't see you as somebody who has to worry about that a lot.
well, I mean, I try to be prepared.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Jade? I am not too concerned about failing, right? If the failure is based on my shortcoming, because then that allows me to learn and grow and be better for the next time, right? What grinds my gears is when your failure is of no fault of your own.
Yeah, that does really buy. Trust me.
That there does just get me.
Yeah, because it's like you do all the things you're supposed to do. You prepare as well as you can. And here comes somebody who is the total opposite, who don't care about whether the team, you, whoever wins, looks how you're supposed to look, gets the job done correctly, and just float into life. So I remember you told me a story about somebody who plugged out something. Well, you probably have lots of those stories, but
Yeah.
and because of that, like, you know, it made you look a certain way, and you couldn't explain to them that it wasn't your fault, because at the end of the day,
It's my responsibility.
yeah, I've had that experience doing events as well, where I couldn't explain that the reason things were going wrong wasn't because of me not doing what I was supposed to do.
Right.
It was because of people not doing what they're supposed to do and caring about the task at hand. They didn't see the importance of it like you would see it.
Right.
I know everybody watching you, and it's like you can't explain to them, because even while trying to explain to them, it still fall back in your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, mystic when people are expected to do certain things they don't do, and then you end up with this extra weight and extra burden to try and like pull things together. It's
I
like,
just want to ring people neck when them things happen.
Yeah,
Like just actually, like, you know, when you were small, I don't know if you did this.
I was small at the time.
Yeah, but I'm not that bad. I don't know that. It's the other side about it, if you ever get your neck ring.
No.
Okay, well, there's times that adults would grab you by your shirt and wring your head back and forth. Thankfully, you see, we are traumatized kids. You just used to run through the cane field when you're late.
Yes. My father just banged me. That's how.
Oh, well, yeah.
He wasn't a neck ringer.
Oh, congratulations. I don't know. Side note, I don't know, is it because I'm just having a really happy day and I just noticing things that I'm supposed to notice?
No.
I feel like I just like a coconut tree.
I could see that.
Okay.
I can see that.
See, right? On and off, I see. Well, so
Yeah, the color scheme is quite interesting. By the sea.
I didn't.
By the sea, by the sea.
Yeah. Tell you, that's the kind of energy I bring into that calming palm tree energy.
Look, it's welcome.
Yeah. It's just wild. But yeah, these things happen, and so how do you deal with like when you're feeling anxious? And because sometimes I feel when I feel like that is because I feel like something gonna go wrong. I just feel it, even though I don't want it to happen. I have just this like thing in the back of my head, like, boy, something gonna go wrong. And I don't know if it's because I overthink, but
It's to me, the way I deal with it is one, I lean on my competence, so like I have trust in my ability to perform, and then two, I change my perspective. So generally, what happens is I recognize you only could control what you could control.
boy, that is a fact.
You
if
only
I've ever
could
heard one.
control what you could control.
It says what it says. Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen.
I can only control what I can control.
There's what's that term when they say whatever not the term, I think. Is it a term? They just say whatever go wrong
Murphy's Law?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That's how I think I would
Whatever
do it.
can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, and it's just way out of your control. You can't stop it, you just have to deal with it as it comes. And thankfully, I don't know if it's because of the career I have, but I've had to do that a lot, where I've had to just see things going wrong and work out. Okay, the only thing we could do is try and fix it. There's no time for you to argue about it or place blame or, you just have to.
I think in those moments, certain personalities shine, right? So they're the people who would stress and heg and complain about the fact that something isn't going according to their plan. And then there's those people who roll with the punches and make the lemonade out of the lemons and like put out all the fires. And not only that, I think it's even more important when you're in those situations that you have a person who is responsible, who can impart that calming feeling to everybody. Like know how to stop things from spiraling out of control. Control the temperature in the room. Like I mean, I've seen it several times where things just going crazy, people getting frustrated. Bear in mind I work a lot in live events, so there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
There's just
right?
certain professions
And
that
yeah, that is like it's part of the thing. And so you kinda have look, I remember I was in St. Thomas, right? Some production manager. And here comes the police to tell me that somebody got shot.
You had one of those experiences too? Wait.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, mine was way back. I guess I put it after.
No, but like I was literally like the production manager, the police come in and they knew to find me because I mean they know police. That's one of the things I can't understand. How police will just go to like random people and tell them lock up the show. I'm like, excuse you?
They don't know who you are.
One, I don't know who you are, right? And
But they don't know who you are either. They don't know if you have. I feel like they just assume that anybody who on the stage has that capability.
But
That's not how it works.
Normally, if there's a front of house, like if there's a tent, like generally they'll kind of go there and just go to the. It's happened to me like in different islands and so too.
They just go to
where like the
because
police,
you're behind the board.
because you're the board. So like they think locking up the show mean like just turning
pull
down
on
the
the lever.
Yeah, pull down the thing. I've had some interesting in experiences with that.
Somebody ever pull it down for you? Like you just
No. There was one particular show where I know the promoter was insane. So when the police come to me and say it's time to lock up the show, I said, bro, this is what I can tell you what to do, right? I suspect what you mean is you want the volume to go down, so I'll show you, so that when XYZ come and ask me what happened, I can point on you, eh? And the man was like, which one? I was like this. So I said, so done. The promoter come and after a tirade on stage, after kicking a mic stand in the preface of the police. The show went on for another 2 hours. Like, it was that kind of, it was, yeah.
You was
like,
in Mexico now?
Nope, Jade.
You was in a Caribbean country?
It was very close.
Okay, hold on. Let me try. It's either.
I'm not going to.
You never tell me about Jamaica. Say Jamaica.
I'm not gonna be the one to. I can't call to come Jamaica yesterday.
I could go?
I'm not going. I'll have to be there for too long.
Oh.
Yeah.
You could do the chef, I'm not.
Yeah, we actually could do this. But yeah, like no, I'm not even gonna say who it is and what country it is, because if I say the country, everybody gonna know exactly who it is and what the event was.
I feel like it was Anguilla, and I feel like I know the event. But continue.
I don't think you know the event.
Okay, but I know the country. See?
I don't think you would know the event.
But I know the country. No, I know.
What the event was?
Does it include famous Rastaman? Told you.
Oh my, but yeah, that was definitely an experience.
It makes sense.
But what I'm saying is, like, sometimes you get in these positions where, like, just who knows what's gonna happen, right? Like,
I've seen some things at events. Why?
Yeah, but that's
oh
kind of
my
the
gosh.
nature. That's kind of the nature of the
job.
Of the job, the business, right? So you need people who are able to adapt, keep calm, keep cool, and not only that, be able to impart that vibe to the rest of the crew, the rest of the people, the patrons, that kind of thing. Like being able to make decisions, you know, on the fly. Like, you don't have time to complain. You can't.
Because one, nobody cares. You think you could go in front of the crowd and complain? The crowd, listen,
nobody
crowd is so unreasonable, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't let any minor inconvenience happen when they're enjoying the show. They're enjoying the party, they're enjoying the event. They don't care what it is. I remember at Tropics, something happened to the system for like 2 minutes, Azem. And in them 2 minutes, who ain't want back the money, we're going home.
I think too. Like there's elements in events that make it like kind of thing. Eh? One is it's a release for people, right? So when people come out, they have this mindset of like abandon and freedom and
don't stop the vibe, boy.
Don't stop the vibe. The other thing is when you got people and alcohol mixing, things could go in any direction fathomable, right?
Azem, you ain't telling me.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a very interesting mix. Like, because, and I think too also Caribbean people, because especially at a fete is one thing. Because I've been at events where there's been stuff that went wrong and people just nicely sit and cool and wait. And it's actually almost commonplace in the US. If you go into certain events and the artists in there for 2 hours and so like people are just standing around and
you can't do them things down here.
Caribbean.
Time is time.
And the thing is, time is not time. Yeah, that's the funny thing about
time
it.
Ain't time at all.
Yeah,
time is time when they reach.
Yeah.
Not when the event starts. Nothing. Time is time when they reach. Because I remember watching, what was that? It was St. Thomas, but it was something Adam Moore was having.
That was probably, I think that was St. Croix.
Oh, St. Croix.
In December?
Was it December? I don't remember if it was December.
It was this thing with a lot of roses and so?
Yes.
Yeah, December, yeah.
So they had a live stream and there was a DJ on and you could if you could tell and probably I could tell and I think the crowd started realizing after everybody was watching and stuff that the DJ was on so long because whoever was supposed to be next
wasn't there.
Oh Lord, they start to cook the man. They start to cook the show. The worst thing you could do is disappoint a Caribbean person while they're partying.
Caribbean approach to like Caribbean audiences. It'll be sad to me. Like it'll be really sad to me. Like there's a certain sense of entitlement, and I understand you're paying your money and stuff and so. But
they don't play by.
But what I'm telling you is, it is not like that. Particularly in Europe, it's not like that. Africa is not like that. Like,
No, we definitely have a sense of entitlement here when
it's so
it comes
crazy.
to anything at all.
When you go to like Europe and so on, and you have people like performing, like, you could take a band from here, right? Nobody even know you in your own country. Put them over in Europe. So obviously they even know. They play in foreign music that nobody know. They could even be talking a language that the locals don't talk.
They enjoy themselves.
They come out to, one, enjoy themselves, and two, there's a respect for artists and artistry and performers.
Well,
and
I can be honest. I've been that person in the crowd. Like, who is this?
Yeah, and I'll be like, it doesn't matter. Like, are they good or aren't they good? And not only that, I've been to events where it's obvious that the person on the crowd and on the stage maybe knew somebody in the promotional team, or maybe
like,
won a sweepstakes to be able to perform or whatever. But
you still show them the respect.
because they're up there doing something that you can do.
Facts. But wake up, brother, you know meaning like
Not only that, you know, Caribbean people are experts in everything called entertainment.
Yeah.
In everything called entertainment, like everybody's an expert. Everybody's expert in sound. Everybody's expert in booking. Everybody's expert in performance. Everybody's expert, and it's just you can't tell them no. But what I realize that where that comes from is just this. Really and truly, it's just a sense of taking for granted what people do. That's really where it comes down to.
Yeah. No, I
And that's one of the ways that it manifests. It manifests in all society.
True.
We got this way of just taking for granted, like what people just do.
Yeah. No, definitely. You see that? Well, I'm sure you saw it. You see that we got aliens? For real?
Well, I said yesterday that NASA been saying that the ships are here.
You been to Vegas?
I've been to Vegas, yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But a lot of these alien movies, they don't kind of have like some type of base in Vegas.
A few of them, yes.
Okay. You feel like this is a movie that they're shooting right now?
What happening in Vegas? Me see what's going on.
Oh, so apparently, police confirmed. Well, let me don't say police as if it's like the wider body. A police officer
Okay.
claimed to have seen a ship, and there's actually video. So let me don't say claim. There's video. But you know, the time we live in is either it's real or somebody real good at their work. But yeah, he did say he saw a alien ship, you know, outside doing its thing. And then I think a couple claimed to see something like some tall alien just walking through the backyard, you know, just strolling. I mean, it could have been a really tall man, but you know, they do exist.
My thing is, right, if these aliens have the technology to travel light years from whatever planet it is that their base is on, navigate the universe, they have technology that would allow us to not know they're here.
I feel like that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
But you know, but listen.
So you think,
okay,
you think they're having a glitch?
in anything, right?
So the alien was just kind of moving around, seeing if he could find an extra
Nothing is
capacitor?
perfect. Nothing is perfect, friend. Nothing is perfect in life. And maybe that's why we just see them from time to time. Because whatever mechanism they're using, just like how the CCTV is the malfunction, theirs could probably malfunction too.
Oh, the CCTVs.
Yeah.
I guess that's a possibility.
Yeah, it could just be that they happen to, you know, the cloak just happened to do a little glitch and now you see them. And, you know, the thing went out of power and you see them.
I mean, of course, our technology getting better.
So why can't they still be a little faulty? Yeah, so...
My question would be, like, how long they been here?
Well, I mean...
Like, if they're here from since, like...
How long the universe been here?
Well, I mean, here on the planet.
Yeah, how long the universe been here?
You think the aliens been here all the time?
Why not?
Like, since dinosaur times?
Why not? Maybe that's why they're gone. Maybe the dinosaurs and the aliens had a beef.
and the aliens just walk out, man, doing too much?
Doing too much. And that wouldn't be far-fetched because...
Kill them off.
Humans just do too much, Azem. Humans just do way too much. So it wouldn't be far-fetched for the dinosaurs to, you know, accidentally create a beef. And same thing with the pyramids and all of these things. We were just doing too much. And they had to restart.
I keep telling people, like, when I listen to, like, the story of the Tower of Babel in the Bible and so, to me that they just seem like a society we set here.
Okay, see?
Like, God just walk out, okay, y'all doing too much.
Maybe God is a alien too.
No, but, there's actual scientists who theorize.
God might be the alien ruling over our planet?
No, but gods in general, like different cultures have different legends, myths, gods that fall into a narrative of visitors from another planet, either bringing information, coming and teaching them things. So there's all across the globe, there's cultures that have gods that kind of fall into the narrative.
Huh. So you think our gods, if they do exist, like let's say this theory was correct, they're just watching us beef each other over differences that they gave us?
What do you mean, like, so we might be like genetically modified organisms and they're just kind of watching us like do what we want to do?
Well, I don't know if it's a fact that they wanted us to do what we want to do, but
no, they're just watching to see what we
because
like some kind of thought experiment that they're just playing out.
When things get too bad, they come down and either reset the world or tell y'all, I'm going to reset the world if y'all don't get it together.
Possible.
We don't know. We don't know. We literally, I think that's one thing people have to realize, that we dead ass don't know what's happening.
But I keep saying it all the time, and I think that's one of the biggest flaws we have
as humans.
As humans, like
we feel like we know.
The reluctance to admit that you don't know.
We don't know. We don't know how none of this work. Azem, like we literally on a thing floating in the universe. A literal. And the thing is, right, I think it's because we're so accustomed to this and we're not thinking about things too deeply. Because we have moments when we could think about it. For instance, right, when you have them projects that you have to do with your kids and they have to create like the solar system and stuff, and you're recognizing that you're just placing things on a board in thin air, calling it the universe. That's exactly what it is, you know? We're just in thin air, floating around. We don't know how we got here. We don't know why we're here. We don't know how none of this works.
Yeah, and instead of just saying that we don't know, we find placeholders, right?
Bye.
Yeah,
and them placeholders just cause us to war and beef and kill people. Imagine people killing people because they feel like whatever they believe wrong. And you yourself don't know if it's true.
And that's the thing, we convince ourselves that we know.
Well, you know.
We convince ourselves that we know. You can't tell them that they don't know.
No, but they'll kill you. They'll literally kill you. That's
it's literally called a belief system.
Yeah. They forget. Remember, people don't remember that word mean things no more, right? So the word belief for them in I believe is literally fact.
Well, you believe in facts. It's not that you suspect, or it's not a suspect system. It's a belief system, so there is no question that exists because this is no fact.
But that's not crazy because there's a lot of questions you can ask, and they cannot explain it. People who believe certain things cannot explain when you ask them certain questions. And it's not like stupid questions or like ignorant questions. It's questions that would make sense. But because they can't explain it,
but there's a lot of things that we can't explain that we know.
True.
Like, if I ask you, is there wind? You answer, of course, Azem. I ask you,
how you know?
Where you come from?
Oh, by the way, no.
Where you come from? So if you know where you come from, you know where you be, you know how you know is wind. You understand where I'm coming from? So that's the same thing. Like it's the same thing. Like there's things that we know, but that don't mean we could explain everything that we know.
True.
You know? So it's part of our wiring. Like it's built into our wiring as human beings to find placeholders to hold our reality together.
Like you never stop to wonder why you're in like a slugger or something?
I suppose that type of like thought has crossed my mind, but I mean,
how we just ended up being humans and how humans ended up being put together in the way they put together, like, you know, having a brain, being where your brain is. There's so many things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So based on the fact that we recognize that we are complex creatures, right? It then becomes hard for someone to believe that we are just a random collection of cells and matter, right? So one has to believe that there's some intelligent design. There's a designer, right? So if you have it's not crazy to have someone believe that we were created because of just how complex we are. The idea of us just being random and just appearing here just by happenstance, right? Is very, I would say that's
a hard one to believe.
Right. So what we do, we don't know, but we know. You know what I mean? Yeah, we find placeholders. And sometimes, like I said, we do it all the time. And there's some people that would question, and there's some people that would not question. And we need both those people. Because the people that don't question are the ones that are able to have the relevant amount of contentedness to create a world in the present. But then the ones that can't sit with themselves or sit with the fact of not knowing, those are the ones who go out and search to help create the future. So you need all of these people.
It's balance.
Yeah, you need all of these people. So I don't get too much on people over their like belief systems outside of the discussions on whether their belief systems positively impact humanity or not.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the most important.
Yeah, so that's kind of where like my things are. Like in other words, I don't even what would I say? I don't even discuss with people the validity of their beliefs, generally. So me can stop and say, how you believe that there is wind, religion, how you know that God is God, the God that you believe in is the only one true God. Like how you know that there? Like those arguments are for me null and void, and most people can't really even have that. Most people can't even really have that type of discussion to begin with, right? They don't have the capacity to have that. And the reason why those discussions are so hard to have is because for you to have any proper communication with somebody, you have to first start from agreed upon set of facts, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have those discussions with somebody. But what I could have a discussion with you about is, okay, you are a Christian. Does Christianity, as you see it, contribute positively to humanity, or does it negatively impact us? Because at the end of the day, I think that's what's most important.
I think so too.
Right. So
I think you're completely correct with that.
Yeah, and I think you could have. So, for instance, I'm not really too much involved with, for instance, politics when we start arguing about which party better. Like those things are just so, like.
Very subjective.
Right, but not only that, like, there must be an admittance that no parties are good, no parties are bad, and that we might not have all the information to make an accurate, like, assessment of that, right? But we could have discussions on this particular policy or that particular policy or that particular approach, this particular candidate, right? Where we might be able to narrow it down enough where we could have a productive conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's certain things, you know, we just say it all the time. The things that you don't talk about, religion, politics, and COVID.
Don't do that, boy.
Them three things you don't have a discussion about.
Listen, no stranger could really mean to no discussion about any of those three. Even more than, because even people close to you, like, that's when you really start to see the ignorance in people sometimes. I just be like, you know what? Let's just not talk about these things. Let's just leave these things alone. Because...
You know, and you know the funny thing about it? what you're talking about is a dynamic that I always like find so interesting, right? Like particularly in relationships, romantic relationships. There's sometimes where stuff is played out enough times that you know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person, I would not hesitate to just be like, this is not going to end well. Let's stop.
Yeah, as you should.
Oh, no, Jade. You said that. You see, you never want to talk. You never want to discuss things. So you must just let you stay and fester. Well, okay.
No, you're assuming I'm telling you this because I don't want to talk. I actually don't want to talk because if I do talk, things going to end well. I mean, end terribly.
Yeah.
So let's just cut it now before things get to a place where we both
Jade,
say things
90% of the time after I've said that, and the conversation continues, the only time the conversation comes to an end is when the suggestion of, maybe we really shouldn't be doing this.
See?
Like, he has to get...
I tell you this 5 minutes ago, you know.
He has
was
to get
in a good place.
It has to get to the point where the relationship is utterly in shambles and
For them to realize that they should just stop.
recognizing that really all we was talking about is some YouTube video that
I think that's that's really like the worst times. When something so minuscule blow up into a whole, oh, did you see I no long time, you love me? Like, oh, we get from watching cartoons to you telling me that me love you.
Why is that better? But no, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. But people, one, I don't think there's a subject that I did in CFB and that I know the children are now doing.
Which is?
It is obvious that we're not teaching it properly.
Communication studies.
Communication studies, Jade. Most people cannot communicate, have no idea what communication is.
Communication studies, why?
People do not know how to communicate.
You could say one thing, right? And somebody hears something completely different to what you say, you know?
Yeah.
I know you're in an argument over something. And the worst thing about it is you arguing one thing, they're arguing another thing, and none of the things that y'all arguing about even matching up. So now y'all just going farther and farther.
That was the entire discussion around COVID, Jade. That's the entire discussion around COVID. Like, I remember I kept saying that the arguments that are being made on either side they're not even related. Because there was, and it's the same thing as even with the marijuana debate.
Yeah.
I keep saying like the discussions just don't make sense. Like how we having discussions on one hand about industrializing like marijuana production, and on one hand we're still talking about making it legal. So what are we doing?
We're selling drugs.
We're selling
drugs, basically. Not the legal way. Because you can't tell me that.
How are we not having a discussion about not decriminalizing the plant itself, but whether or not the plant is even something that needed to be criminalized in the first place? And so one set of people going.
America lock me up because I want to sell drugs.
No, but one thing, like I said, look, on one half of the spectrum, you have people arguing and saying, it is time for us to industrialize this thing. Mm-hmm. We can earn lots of tax revenue.
Yeah. It could be another industry we could go into, create jobs and all of these things.
Yeah. But on the next side, not even that, but on the same side. Same side, a lot of times, the same people are talking about the legality and illegal.
And how much you could have before it's a crime.
So it's like, is it a drug or is it not?
Because
is it something that we should be doing or is it not?
For instance, the criminalized amount of trees that you have in your yard, right? You can't sell that to nobody. How are you going to make money off of that? Selling it in an industrial. If the amount of weed you're going to take for you to export, for you to make money, you can't even have that in your backyard. So how is it?
No, well,
you want me to do that?
Well, that's a little different because the idea as it stands now is the amount that they're allowing you to have in your yard is for personal use, if you want to.
That's my point. But if you're talking about making an industry out of
right,
it,
so
I can't go industry standard.
No, but what I would want you to do is to then apply for a license to be able to. So that's my thing. Do I have to apply for a license to go to Meadows?
No.
So there must be in some way you are just by the way that you are approaching this, you're telling me that you don't even believe the things that you're saying. So it's like we're having two separate arguments. Like, is it legal or is it illegal?
Yeah, I was encouraging me to have a backyard garden, but now you're telling me I can't go
So
there.
it's like, if, in other words, if it is something that we're promoting to industrialize, to move bam, do all of these things and so, then that means it's an agricultural crop. So why is it treated differently to all other agricultural crops? Which means that at the same time you're telling me X, Y, Z, then A, B, C, different. So it's like what are we doing? And so it's like everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of times when people are having discussions, they don't even have a consensus on something that they can then build out the conversation on. Like, and people end up just talking about two different things.
Yeah. So what if you share conversation too?
Oh my gosh.
Same thing happened with that whole
What
conversation.
did I say about facial?
But I don't know. I collect things good in anyways, why?
Things gotta be good in the image.
Things have to be excellent over there.
Maybe the share is fair.
Huh. So then, tell us what the share they look like.
You know the funniest thing about that?
Oh.
The other day, the Prime Minister said that we probably need to get the World Bank involved to kind of figure out exactly what they think. And I did thinking to myself, well, are the exact same thing Tim said?
Wait, message wrong, messenger.
I just said, I wonder.
Wait, that does happen a lot, you know. Right, people feel like you could be saying the literal best thing for the country, you could be making the most sense, everything you're saying is correct. But unless you're coming out the mouth of somebody who don't want to hear it from, you're wrong. That we can't do that, you're wrong. And let somebody that you actually want to say here, say it. Oh, brilliant. It's wild.
I was just thinking, I wonder how this can play out with Mr. Drip.
You see his press conference? I mean his statement? May I have to watch it. May I have to watch it, you know.
Which one, Drip?
No. I think Mark only put out a statement.
Well, somebody telling me that Timo, like,
yeah, that's
but
what
I haven't seen it. I don't know where you find it on Unity page. I don't know.
I think so.
Speaking of which, when is the convention this week?
I don't know, cause every time that graphic pop up, it does help me out.
So not Sunday coming, the next one.
I want PLP page. I want PLP people to listen to me and listen to me well, right? Me saying this because of who the person is. I'm saying this because it bothers me when I see these type of things happen. Please stop letting anybody do our graphics. I tell you, talk to you. Your graphic is hideous.
PLP?
Me reading that.
PLP?
Yes.
Oh.
I ain't reading that.
I haven't seen it.
And a lot of people ain't reading that because it's hideous. It looks like...
Again, Jade.
Stop doing it and hire people who actually have the skills that y'all not have the skills
Jade,
to do certain things.
Again, I just told you, it is a taken for grantedness that exists, you know.
Yes, because...
So what happens is, me got to hire she, or he, or them. I got a computer, I got Canva.
Like...
I could go AI. I could go on a website and tell AI.
Why y'all keep doing this?
That they even got a gradient anyway.
Let me tell you.
Barely.
So it's something there. Something there, man.
Oh,
But listen.
How come we ain't hearing a lot of nothing about the PAM convention?
Somebody said one thing, I'm going to pull a small quote. May said that it was on our page. But
Well, you know,
I tell you, listen, the comments on Facebook does be savage on a different level, eh? I just try to not go over there. Because let's just be saying anything bad.
Yeah, Facebook wild.
YouTube comments too, but Facebook?
Yeah.
But I was watching some of it. And I think...
Anything of note? Okay. Sell us.
But good luck to them.
Okay. Well, I mean, they have a new executive in place.
That's the last thing that I found interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see how that go. I think there's going to be a lot of interest in the PLP convention.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just want to know, well, what the
What's
election
him
is.
going to do?
I think, but I mean, remember the last real big thing we've heard from a party
Was
perspective.
everybody quitting? That's why they said they want.
Right, was the resignations.
So who you find to replace all of these?
No, and that's the thing. I don't even understand why people believe that that's going to somehow be answered at this convention. Like, it's not going to be answered.
So you can just be him, the long table, and whoever else that don't not win.
But it's going to be like any other convention. They're going to have party supporters speak. Of course, we got to start out with the praise and worship.
Yeah.
Because for some strange reason, I don't understand why all these party conventions got to have praise and worship. It's the weirdest thing to me.
Because politics and religion go together.
It's the weirdest thing to me. Like, people don't went to church in the morning.
We are a Christian society, friend.
Oh, right. So yeah, you got the praise and worship, then you got somebody come and do a poem. Right? Most likely an older lady who is quite classy and has on a hat in the color of the party.
You know that.
And then you're going to end up having after that perhaps a dance from two of the children them of some of the people who are staunch supporters.
Yeah.
Right? And then after that you're going to have a one or two little speech from somebody who's considered an elder statesman in the party.
Well, you're running to the people that want you ladies.
Really, it's not me. This is what it does be. And then you're gonna get the guest speaker. That's gonna speak.
You hear any word of who the guest speaker was?
No, I don't know. I don't know who the guest speaker is. Was or is?
Sorry, is.
No, I have no connection with the party. I have no idea what going on. And
Very
then,
quiet.
and then you know the leader will speak. You know, all the while, the crowd will be intermittently behaving as if they are at a Patriots game and Patriots just hit a 6.
Yeah, man, you know.
Like intermittently, like every now and again.
Not only that, there will be entertainment by the pom-poms, the cheerleaders. They're running out in the front and so.
Yeah.
I keep the thing exciting.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, it's not only that, like, the convention isn't even the place where you get, like, the elections and them things. So, I don't think there's going to be any announcement of new candidates or who replacing who. And yeah. That's not what the convention for anyway. But people, for some reason, seem to, like...
What is the convention for?
I guess the convention is a way for the party to bring supporters together to speak and talk and to basically express the direction the party is expected to go in, to give them updates as to where the party has been and what they have been doing.
So a convention is just a big meeting?
Well, no. I mean, I think a meeting is a campaigning, right? So when you're campaigning, what you're doing is making a case. You're making a case for why you should be. But I think conventions are more geared towards encouraging support from your supporters, ensuring that to kind of build momentum. So you kind of build momentum among your supporters, letting them know where the party is at, that kind of thing. So it's a little different, but we can see.
We can see, yeah.
Maybe they could throw us a curveball.
Yeah.
They won't.
They definitely won't.
They won't.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So you had
I have to go back and
convention,
look
PFP
at-
convention coming.
I have to go back and look at some more PAM stuff to see if I,
I mean, like from the weekend past.
yeah, see if anything moved me.
I mean, I just feel like I said, for me, it is important to any democracy that you have competent, strong opposition. Like, it doesn't make sense that you have a democracy, but there's no battling of ideas, right?
You feel like anybody battling currently?
No.
Okay.
So what I am hoping to see is that all of the parties, the Labour Party, we're talking it's we based here, but Nevis as well, CCM and NRP. NRP seems to be kind of figuring out the next steps. CCM seems to be concerned with the issue of governing. Labour Party here seems to be trying to hold things together.
They hold it together by a third by. I don't know who it is Who it says salt the party there by, but
No, I don't even think it's a salt thing. I think
no, I
what
just mean it just feel like from since the
they're dealing with a
start.
lot. Yeah, they're dealing with a
Yeah,
lot.
like
They're
this
dealing
feels like, you know, when you just can't catch a break.
But the problem for me is that that's how it is for every administration, right? So for instance,
I guess
there was no way Unity could have foreseen COVID. COVID was.
Boy.
If you're talking about curveballs, COVID had to be the number one curveball.
That's a well one for real.
You can imagine like the PAM candidates who join Unity finally get in and then COVID.
Finally, government.
Finally get in and then
pandemic.
COVID.
Oh my gosh. I tell you, being a politician, but I wouldn't wish that. I don't want to be that. I'm sorry, but a politician's job is one of the hardest jobs in the world because you can't foresee a lot of things. You can't foresee.
I don't even believe so.
You don't believe having to deal with unexpected things for the country on a country level?
No, I don't think politicians' job. I think politicians' job, and I don't think that is what makes a politician's job difficult. I think a politician's job becomes difficult because of the nature of politics, meaning your job as a politician is to get elected and to be re-elected, right? And so that has to do with the perception people have of you. So because so much of what you do is wrapped up in what people think and how people see you and the impression that people have of you, I think that in itself is difficult because basically living your life or doing your job to impress people, basically, that's terrible.
Yeah, but
that's terrible. But in terms of the actual job, no, Jade, it's not hard.
What do you mean? You feel like
it's not hard.
You don't feel like having to.
Jade, they don't even have to have there's no qualification. There's literally no qualification unless the only thing you gotta be is a citizen. There's no qualification. Yeah, what smart politicians should do, in my opinion, is to surround themselves with competent people, right? All the parties, and I think some parties suffer from this problem more than others. But I believe one of the major problems that the parties have is trying to strike a balance between loyalty and competence. They want to surround themselves with loyal people, and those people aren't always competent.
We've seen a couple cases of that.
That is why the job becomes difficult. You need to surround yourself with competent people, and your job becomes easy because your job now is to literally do the thing that politicians do, which is basically be a public face to people.
You're saying because they have the people that are able to do the other sides of the job. But
they don't actually do the job, Jade. Let's be honest. They don't actually do the job.
They just have to delegate.
They don't. In other words, they're caretakers, and they're the persons who we can go to hold responsible for the things under their purview.
So
right?
they're making the job harder.
Jade, we have doctors that are in charge of national security. We have accountants that are in charge of. Like, come on, Jade, come on. And this is nothing to do with this administration. No. As a matter of fact, I think we better know with this administration in terms of the way that the experiences and the things, they don't line up with what they're doing.
Yeah.
But back in the day, everybody was either a lawyer or a doctor. You got a lawyer, an accountant in charge of public works, an accountant in charge of education, not one teacher amongst them. So don't tell me that they got this hard job based on the job they have to do.
I see. I'm with you.
They don't actually.
You change me by big time.
Like, we just think it's hard because people coming at them and people looking to them and so it's demanding in that way. But the actual job of like policy making and them think, come on, they might write any policy. Let's be real. They might write any policy, Jade. And that's what I keep saying though. For me, what we need is really to focus on empowering and strengthening institutions, right? Making the institutions themselves strong, because those are the things that I believe that we could really depend on.
True.
You can't, if you can tell me you can't depend on people, then why are we creating a system where so much of the dependence is on people?
Literally.
And that doesn't mean that somehow this politician or that politician is a bad person or is corrupt. They don't mean none of that.
Speaking of corruption, after our interview that we're coming up, remember I have to give you an update.
On some corruption?
Yes.
But you talking about chicken?
Who's chicken?
Talking about chicken, the meat. Corruption.
Not that kind bad. Not the one that the last does works with us for. Not that one.
Oh boy. But yeah, so I mean,
Somebody said that's what happened when you put square pegs in round holes, meaning the people.
well, with that there seems to be the topic every day. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
That's all we could do at this point.
Yeah.
How we get here?
But I mean, even yeah. So let's take a break.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're gonna take a break and come right back with more sip and chat. We have a very special guest in studio with us for some very interesting conversation. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Grab your Eagle Ray hard seltzer, because we're about to take a deep dive.
Eagle Ray, hard seltzer.
New depth of refreshment.
Eagle Ray, hard seltzer.
Take a deep dive.
Eagle Ray, hard seltzer.
Lemon, pineapple, passion fruit.
Eagle Ray,
Hard seltzer.
Eagle Ray, hard seltzer.
New depths of refreshment.
Get more value for your money when you activate your Digicel Prime bundle. More choices for what you want at low prices. More talk time on the most reliable network. More any-use data for whatever you're into searching and sharing. And dedicated data for more new apps to stream your music, shows, and live sports. Activate a Digicel Prime bundle of your choice in the My Digicel app today and save more. Digicel, better connected.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat right here at the Sugar Factory. And guys, like I said, very important and interesting conversation we're gonna jump into with this gentleman to my right. In studio with us, guys, we have none other than Mr. Evan Parry, and he's here from the Department of Environment. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very good. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. Welcome to the Sugar Factory, and this is your first time.
Yes.
I could tell that you're natural on camera. Are you a movie star? Do you?
Not yet.
So it's in the works.
It's in the works. Hey, this could be one of the first.
This is your debut?
This could be the debut. But you know, when we start talking about Department of Environment, I think one of the main things that kind of comes to mind is issues that we talk about regularly, pollution and climate change and stuff like that.
Saving the environment.
Yeah, but sometimes, a lot of the times we don't actually know what's the mandate or what it is that the departments do. So before we even get into some of what you're here to talk about, what is who is the Department of Environment? What is it that you guys are tasked with?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. And so the Department of Environment was established many years ago. We are actually currently under the Ministry of Environment, Climate Action and Constituency Empowerment. And so our mandate actually comes from legislation. That's the National Conservation and Environmental Management Protection Act that was passed in 1987. So our mandate is basically to oversee the protection, the management, the conservation of the country's natural resources. And that have to do with sustainable land management, have to do with climate change adaptation and mitigation, have to do with biodiversity conservation and those type of national environmental sustainability issues.
Well, it seems as though the mandate of the department is definitely a very important one. And I'm hoping that you guys are able to get buy-in from the general public as you guys, go ahead and do your work. But what you just described seems like it's something that would impact pretty much every nation across the globe.
Yeah.
And as such, I know coming up we have a day that is there to really highlight and celebrate exactly what it is that you guys do. I think it's World Environment Day that's coming up.
Correct.
So what is World Environment Day?
Okay, so World Environment Day would have passed already. It was June the 5th.
Okay.
Now, the Department of Environment celebrates this day in alliance with other countries, because this is actually a United Nations Day. And this was put in place to actually drive action and public awareness when it comes to reducing the impacts of environmental degradation. Okay, and so this year the theme for World Environment Day would have been solutions to plastic pollution. Okay, and so this was adopted by the UN as a because of the many challenges that are faced by different countries when it comes to the heavy generation and the heavy use of single-use plastics. So every country currently is facing it, and countries are coming up with innovative ways in terms of how they deal with it. Both at the global level, the regional level, and countries at the national level are also expected to take action. So when we look at the theme, solutions, it is multiple ways that countries could take action at the individual level, the household level, the community level, schools, local government, etc. The policy level, the institutional level, and so that's the direction that we want to go. There are many different types of pollution, but in this case we focusing on plastics as a result of its harmful impact on the environment.
Well, what are some of those impacts that you've been seeing? What in your estimation has plastic really done in 2023? Like, how bad is it opposed to when we just recognize that this is something that we need to pay attention to?
Okay, now plastics, from since it was introduced, have been very cheap, very convenient, and it has been available, widely available. And so, therefore, we have a higher use of it. Single use, meaning that persons use most of these items just once, and then they discard, they dispose of it after. So you have a very high build-up. Now, some of the negative impacts, number one, have to do with the fact that these items, these materials, they are non-biodegradable. They don't break down. And so unlike a tree, when you cut it over time, it just breaks down in the soil. These items, sometimes they can exist for thousands of years.
Right.
And so they don't break down. Now, when I say they don't break down right to the smallest levels that they're able to be to decompose. They break down sometimes in what we refer to as microplastics. Those are some small elements, and so the plastic is there still. It hasn't gone. We might not be able to see it, but it is present in the environment. And so that affects our soils, our groundwater, it affects our marine environment, it affects marine life such as fish and birds, etc. And so another important concept comes up with regards to bioaccumulation. And that has to do with when animals, organisms consume that microplastic, it actually enters the food chain.
Oh, so then it affects us as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just our environment, but of course, our environment affects us.
Correct. And so now, as that animal consume it, if we ourselves go and consume that fish by chance, then we are also exposed to that microplastic. And so those particles travel within the bloodstream. So if we were tested today, many of us would contain microplastics.
Somehow, I'm not like a doctor, but it's perhaps grocery bags, or is it something that we want to do on a wider scale?
Okay, so we want to do it on a wider scale as practically possible. Okay. We have learned to use, depend, and live with plastics for a long time, so it's going to take a lot of efforts on the production side, the supply side, the consumer side, to actually receive a transformative results. But we believe that there are those items, what we refer to as low-hanging fruits, that we are able to move into actually ban certain items that we use often, that they are already appropriate alternative in place. So the ban actually is intended to be implemented across 3 phases. So the first phase, which should come into play soon, within the next few months, that would be a ban on all single-use containers, single-use styrofoam containers, as well as plastic straws. So these are items that persons use on a daily basis, multiple times per day. And so we are now confident that there are alternatives available. So if we go to Rams camps, if we go to Brisbane, there are now these items that are available as proper alternative. So these are plant-based, biodegradable options that are now available. The second phase would be a ban on eating utensils. Okay, so that is plastic cups and plates, bowls, plastic spoon, fork, spoon, etc. And so there are biodegradable options that are available, and so we appealing to the public to begin to use these. So the ban is going to be both on the importation, the distribution, and the use of it. And the third phase is going to be a ban on the single-use shopping bags. Many of us, we enter the store, we go get the groceries, and we're going to leave with 10, 15 plastics. And so it takes a long time to break down. So
I would make the argument that those aren't single use though, because but we understand you know how sometimes, because like you said, alcohol has become such a normal part of life. It's integrated into everything that we do, like so much so that we don't even recognize how much of it that we use. Realistically, how feasible is it? Are you very hopeful that the goals that we set for ourselves are even attainable?
Excellent question. Now, this has been an initiative that has been driven at the highest level, at the UN Secretary General level. And so many countries around the world, both developed as well as developing, has been moving towards this point for the last several decades now. And even within the region, St. Kitts and Nevis is one of the last out of the blocks. So this is something that has been accomplished at various levels. Okay, so we definitely, this is now the direction that we really want to go. Now, as it relates to the transition, what we are currently doing is that we are promoting an initiative that is called No Plastic Bag Mondays. So that is every Monday in the month of June, we are now requesting the public, we are requesting consumers to walk with your own biodegradable, reusable bags. So we would have partnered with the major supermarkets, and I take this opportunity to extend our gratitude for the support of supermarkets such as Rams and Best Buy, Kuma's. We have
Hustlers involved,
Hustlers,
Valumat.
Valumat. And so these were able to come on board very quickly to partner with us, to cooperate. And so every Monday, we expecting to receive, we're expecting for less plastics to be given out. Okay.
Nice.
And I mean, you mentioned bigger supermarkets, but what about, a lot of people sometimes buy lunch, especially on Monday.
Yes.
What about the little shop or the little caterer that people will go to get their lunches? Do you see a way for them to get on board as well?
Yes. And so we decided to start with the major supermarkets first as a type of pilot. Okay, and so then we intend to start with a core group, and we intend to create a catalyst to move forward. And so different companies have even been reaching out to us to ask how come they're not involved. And so the work would have been started. And so persons are now interested. There is now an appetite to actually see this go forward. And so the small and medium-sized businesses, we are now engaging with them. And so we believe that we're going to be on track in terms of getting the entire population mobilized to reduce single-use plastics.
So we just the name alone tells us exactly what is it. It's what I said, it's no plastic
Mondays.
no plastic bag Mondays, right? Is this something that has started already, or is it expected to start soon? When can we expect to see supermarkets really promoting and helping to get this initiative off the ground?
Okay, so this would have started already. So we would have had a dry run on the 5th of June, which was World Environment Day. That was the first one. And so we had our 5 major supermarkets, and we're trying our best to get the Chinese and the others on board. And so then it would have started already. And so last week, Monday, hundreds of people going to the supermarkets. They were greeted by the cashier to inform them that we are now moving in this campaign, and so they were requested to either purchase a bag, but there was reduced open access to the plastic bags.
Right.
But this was to raise awareness firstly. Right. So there was some. In some cases, you had persons who weren't aware,
right,
and we understand that. But those who weren't aware last week is now aware for this Monday. Okay,
right.
So then we continue to build as we go. There were those who wasn't fully prepared, and we understand that, of course. But we expect that as we go to the second Monday and the third Monday, that we're going to see an uptake, both in the number of persons they're participating, the number of supermarkets participating, that by the end of the month we should have a fairly broad cross-section of society actually using the
usable
reusable
bags. Nice.
And guys, just put the bag in your cars, because I know that's a big problem. Sometimes you go and you forget the bag, or you don't remember that the bag is there, so now you're in the supermarket and you have to take the plastics. But I think we just need to stop. As you said, you're promoting it once the awareness is out there. Even if they have to put some signs on the the outside of the stores to let people know that, okay, on Mondays, you know, this is what we're doing.
Yes.
Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a lot of awareness. It's going to take people remembering, okay, well, I can't grab my plastic bag usually. When I'm going to buy my lunch, I have to remember that, okay, I'm getting it in whatever I'm getting it in. But it's just not going to be a plastic bag because we're so accustomed to having that as the alternative.
I think part of it too, Jade, is yes, there's a certain responsibility on the department and the supermarkets themselves, but also just us. Like when you recognize that this is what we're doing now and recognize the importance, remind your friends, right? And I think part of it too is, and I'm pretty sure that the idea is that this doesn't just happen on Monday, even though it's an initiative that's being promoted on Mondays. Well, if you go back to the supermarket on Wednesday, you go to the reusable bag on Wednesday too. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is like we, the consumers, have to share the word as well. You know, let people know, hey, supermarket them ain't playing with all this plastic bag no more. Yeah? So make sure you got your bag, make sure you got your thing. Like tell your friend, tell your neighbor, tell your family. You know that everybody could kind of get on board with the movement too. You know, it's not just the supermarkets for sure.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said that the dry run happened.
Yes.
What was the feedback, the responses from not just the supermarkets themselves, but even some of the consumers?
Okay, and so the following day, some of the staff from the Department of Environment would have gone out again to actually gauge what was some of the feedback. And so we were able to meet with the senior managers, supervisors, cashier, right down to the consumers that's shopping. There were a few of them who weren't aware, but the majority of them was aware. And so that alone, we were able to consider it a success because it was initially a public awareness driven activity.
Right.
So now the public is generally aware of it. We found out also that there were some who weren't fully prepared. There were some who had the bags but left the bags in the car, as you mentioned. And so there were some persons as well who usually have this stack of bags available to them.
Right.
And on that day, it was removed.
Right.
And so they felt as if they had a right to it.
Right,
you know?
right.
And so there were some that decided, you know, they're not going to purchase a bag, they're not prepared for it, etc. But we're happy that there was a degree of pressure that was placed on, because then the next Monday and the following, we expect that those who were slightly inconvenienced, that they would actually remember.
And be more prepared moving forward.
Yeah, they would be more prepared.
And treat the bags like y'all were treating y'all masks during COVID. Y'all know y'all couldn't go into the stores without them. Do the same thing with your bag.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, Jay. The fact that, yes, it might be a bit out of the norm, but we've proven and we've seen that we are quite able to adapt when we need to.
Yes.
Right. So and why the adaptation can happen very quickly if
Very
there is
much
that
so.
level of pressure that exists. So, I mean, I asked the question about the feasibility. I think with initiatives like this, it makes the culture, the shifting culture, more feasible.
Correct.
Right. So yeah, definitely. Guys, look, we all have been hearing about the problems that are caused to the environment by these single-use plastics. Like, these are all just small changes that we can make that really doesn't cause huge inconvenience to our lives, but have pay big dividend on the environmental side. So get involved. Like I said, share, let people know, and hopefully, with all of us doing our little part, we could actually see some real results and decrease in the amount of single-use plastics.
Indeed.
Is there anything else that you'd love to mention as it relates to the initiative, what's been going on, single-use plastics on the whole?
Okay. So another challenge that we would have experienced, which is natural, have to do with the cost of change. Single-use plastic is much cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was one of the areas in which we got a bit of to resistance and opposition. The biodegradable material containers that are available already, they are being sold at a much slower rate and pace than the single-use plastics. And the main reason for that is the cost. So if we're going to phase out single-use plastics and we're going to introduce widespread biodegradable, there would be some increased costs. Now, the Ministry of Environment is currently and has been in consultation with the Ministry of Finance for some time now. And that is to ensure that we would be able to experience a smooth transition, correct. And so we're hoping, of course, to get some extent of concessions on these the biodegradable materials. We know there are some small and medium-sized businesses that are heavily dependent on these the containers and other items within that class. And so we would not want to see any significant increase with regards to the
cost of operation, right? Yeah, I mean so the idea, or let's say the suggestion that has been made by the department to the finance ministry has been to maybe not provide some subsidy, but to do an ease on the cost of importation, perhaps. All right, because I mean the truth is, we're talking about businesses here, and the bottom line is money.
Yeah.
Right, and so I think that is a great initiative to try and incentivize the type of behavior that we want to see. So I mean, I'm really hoping that that comes true, and I think that would go a long way, actually.
Yeah, towards change.
Yeah, I think that would go a long way, because if the truth is, when I go by the lady and tell her I want garlic shrimp with rice and corn pie, I don't care if you come in. I don't really care why you come in here.
No.
I care about what's in the container.
Yep.
Right. So I mean, for me, I mean, if it's what could I say? If it is just financially feasible for the business owner to put it in a biodegradable container.
Better for your belly and better for the environment.
Are you good with that? Yeah, I'm good for that. I'm good with that.
Definitely. But where people could follow this initiative and get more information and just see how they could change some behaviors when it comes to the use of plastic and all of these nice things.
Okay, so the Department of Environment, the Facebook page, as well as the Ministry of Environment, our minister as well, the Dr. Joel Clark, the Facebook page, and so there's lots of information. And so we are hoping to scale up the activity, so we're not going to limit it just to the 5, 6, 7 major supermarkets.
Nice.
And we're collaborating the over Nevis as well. We're expecting that this is going to infiltrate and penetrate throughout the business community, so that we can have a broad appreciation of what we're doing. And so at this point, I think I would like to appeal, therefore, to the general public to really cooperate with us, really support this initiative. This is something that requires an all-of-society approach. So that it's not just the department or a few supermarkets. It requires the buy-in from stakeholders.
Definitely.
And so then, as we intensify the public awareness drive, we're hoping that persons would really get on board, understand the need for change, and they would actually carry out these small changes. Buy and use your reusable bag, as well as the other items that would be phased out initially.
All right.
Well, I mean, I could tell that there's been a lot of thought that has been put into this very important issue of phasing out single-use plastics, and it seems as though the initiatives that have come up really do lend itself to success. It just, like you said, needs buy-in from us, the general public, as well as producers and the suppliers. And I think if that happens, like, we could really actually see some real lasting change in just the amount of single-use plastics that we generate and we discard of. And so, hey, the work that you guys are doing, kudos. I'm going to see if I find a reusable bag. I might just go walk somewhere with a box somewhere, a box or something.
I think I have about 2 home, you know.
Yeah, about 2 hours,
Yeah.
true, want me, I'll keep it in my chance.
Yeah. I think I'm going to, and especially since we just go shopping, yeah. Let me put them in your chance.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping that, you know, others as well, like the Suppository guys know, we have very responsible viewers.
Yeah. We can't
We have very responsible viewers, right?
Yeah, I don't see them jumping on board on this.
Yeah. So I know they're gonna jump on board and be a part of this entire initiative. And I want to thank you for taking the time. You have something else you want to share?
Yes, before I close, would I be able to show a few of the single use?
Oh, that would be great.
Well, a few of the biodegradable materials
That would be great,
that
yeah.
are already available. They're on the shelves to show. Thank you.
Okay.
And a chinette.
So you're trying to tell me this is not plastic?
No.
Oh.
This is not styrofoam?
No.
They are repurposed.
So these
Compostables.
are repurposed, compostable material.
Toss the plate, not the planet, Azem.
I love it.
Some of them are paper-based. If you were to look at some of these cups, they look like plastic.
You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that in plastic, bro.
They feel like plastic, but these
Made
are
from
plant-based.
plants.
Yeah, plant-based material.
So we're missing nothing then?
We expect that these is going to become common. These is going to become widespread throughout all supermarkets.
This one kind of shocking, Megale.
Why we even need plastic then?
Correct.
Like we're not missing out anything. Like guys, you don't understand. Maybe like y'all can see this on the screen. Y'all can tell me this on a plastic cup. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah,
It says plants over plastic, repurposed compostables.
I like the little quotes, you know.
Right? Yeah. 100% compostable, made from plants.
Okay, so if this is placed in the garden and you cover it up with soil, eventually it's going to break down totally.
Wow.
So this becomes fertilizer for plants.
And it does not feel like you're missing out on any quality.
Not at all.
This cup feels like any other cup that I would have purchased from, you know, maybe when I got to get my coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
It does seem like.
And they're cute.
Oh yeah, don't bother talk about the style.
Yeah, they're cute.
Styling. But yeah, I think with options like this, it really does help to aid in the transition. It does seem as though you're not gonna miss out on anything.
Correct.
Simply because you go a route that's better for the planet. Yeah, and actually not even just the planet, but better for yourself.
Yeah, because remember you're digesting these microplastics.
Jade, you know how long I mean, why I'm not in the microwave in plastic? Something just innately telling me I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's what you're supposed to do.
There's something innately telling me I don't want my food in styrofoam, none of them things. You know? Yeah, I'm trying to get my hormones imbalanced.
Yeah.
I'm already imbalanced enough.
Yeah, you're already off balance, you know. I don't need help.
But I mean, Mr. Parry, it has been a real pleasure. I can tell, like I said, that there's been a lot of thought, a lot of work done to help to ensure that our goals in terms of reducing the use of single-use plastics are achieved. So kudos to you, kudos to the team, the ministry, the department, and all of the persons who are working hard, especially even the partners that are now on board.
Yeah. Recognizing the importance of this initiative.
Yeah, and of course those that are now seeking to get on board. Kudos to those entities as well, man. But it's been a real pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Well, hopefully you come back into this Canberra one time.
Yes, we intend to continue to engage.
Nice, lovely.
Media, yes.
Lovely. But guys, we're gonna take a short break and be right back with more Sip and Chat right here on the Sugar Factory. Stick and stay. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat. Our pardon, guy, biodegradable mug. I biodegradable
Metal
mugs.
straw.
Metal straws to be sipping with us this morning.
I had a metal straw. Who give me a metal? Buy good thing I have one
Namo.
home. Yeah.
Yeah, Namo.
I remember.
We got Nama one time. Nama need to come hang out with us somewhere, you know.
We can call a lad with Mr. for tree, you know.
Yeah. And we're messaging her, we're like, Nama, where you be?
Oh, good, me yesterday,
Me
man.
seeing you talk.
Lord, you're done with us.
No, but you know, she has that little food thing that going on. She's been doing really well. I've been hearing more people talk about
Oh, I
it.
think we got to go, you know.
The African food.
We got to go. Let me get
Remember
some
she was
fufu.
doing. No, remember she was doing pizza and thing.
Oh yeah, she.
But no, she's doing like food, African meals.
Yeah, let me come get some fufu and some. What the rices that I always seen people post? The tomato-based rice.
Oh, I can't remember what's name though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want some. It looks like it tastes good. Man,
Yeah.
Jollof rice.
Jollof.
Let me get some jollof there, please. Jollof me. Sorry. I get really excited about
Oh
food.
boy, I know that. And even so, I am hungry now. And
Yes.
That goes a long way in making it even worse. But what I was saying, what you were saying before we went into that interview, Jade, is that you were supposed to tell me about some corruption.
Yeah, stick up in.
Oh, there's something else to talk about?
Yes.
What's happening?
Travel advisory issued for travel to St. Kitts and Nevis.
That was coming, Jade. I know that was coming.
The United Kingdom, Canada, and United States travel advisories warned their citizens visiting St. Kitts and Nevis of the occurrence of serious crimes including murder and armed robbery, and petty street crimes such as automobile break-ins and burglary. American, Canadian, and British citizens were also warned not to leave valuables in unsecured hotel rooms or in rental cars. Let me tell you something. Now,
The sad part is being new to this. Like, I knew this was coming. Like, actually, I thought it was going to come 2 months ago, but...
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, what is the purpose of embarrassing your own country?
Yeah, the truth is, though, Jade, like, I don't really hot up my head with these people and their travel advisories. One, people come still. But two, that's not my concern. My concern is the people that get the things stolen, that getting robbed and getting killed.
Murdered.
And getting killed. Like, that's where my concern is.
Yeah.
UK, do what you gotta do, but we need to do what we gotta do. You know what I mean? Like,
That's all.
Yeah, we need to do what we gotta do.
That's it and that's all.
Yeah.
But what I was telling you is, remember we was covering the case of the premier for the BVI, right?
Yeah, my partner.
Yeah.
You
He wasn't the target?
Who was the target?
So what happened was, right? They were literally looking at somebody else, and I think they either tapped his phone or something. And because they did that, the premier or his son contacted that person about whatever they contacted them about. And they just happened to stumble on the fact that...
I don't believe this, but go ahead.
You don't think so?
Nope.
How come?
You want me to tell you what I really believe happened?
What?
I really believe that the UK wanted him gone.
Oh.
He made it just quite easy for them to get him. I believe the UK wanted him gone. He was quite vocal about his dissatisfaction with the relationship the BVI had with England.
So it could be that because they wanted him gone, they were looking to see. They were.
What I'm saying is, he just made it very easy.
Yeah,
they didn't even have to work.
No, he gave them. He gave them
everything that they needed.
Ammo,
Everything that they needed, because it was just it's insane, dude. It's insane what went down. And that's one of the things too. That's why I believe that. Let me put it this way. I think in most places in the world, if the leader of a party is caught in a way that, like, he was caught, like where we have like the full transcripts outlining like criminal activity, selling out, whatever, I believe that party would be in purgatory for a few decades, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, Jade, nobody knew what was going to happen in BVI in the past election. The election happened when? Like last month? Yeah, I think it was like last month. Nobody knew what was going to happen, Jade. Nobody knew. And so to me, that speaks to the fact that, yeah, It may speak to several facts, but one of the facts might have been that at least some people agreed with some of the things that he was saying, not in relation to the drugs, of course, but
but
maybe perhaps policy and that kind of thing, because, and not only that, nobody knew what was going to happen prior to the election. And then once the election happened, it wasn't a big landslide in one direction. It was actually quite...
You were close?
They couldn't form, nobody could form a government. As a matter of fact, that was the only thing people could say with certainty, that they felt no one party was going to be able to form the government. So said, so done. That kind of thing, crossing floor, this person's wife who was in charge. It was crazy, Jade.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
You know, Caribbean politics, when we politicking.
We politicking, man.
That's one thing I can do about. I don't, there's never a dull moment in politics in Caribbean.
Yeah, so what I think is happening now is that there had to be some story to... Because the question was... Let me not say the question. The assumption was that he was set up. You have to then create some narrative as to why he was set up. So this whole thing was, well, we just happened to hear him on a call.
Yeah, we just happened to be listening
Give me a break.
to something.
Give me a break. And then you're all of a sudden ready to jump in and go down to the BVI and start trying to change things so you get more power. And
that part.
like, come here, give me a break. Give me a break.
I see what I mean. I forgot about that last
They
part.
just needed to get him out of the picture.
So they could, do
And
what they
he,
needed to do.
in his stupid self,
Boy, he gonna call.
gonna give them exactly what they needed. So,
Ain't nobody supposed to be a criminal, you know.
bye.
Because y'all don't do it well. Y'all don't do it good at all.
Bye.
Some man born for this. Some man real true to this, eh?
Yeah. Phone the calling, Jade. Phone the calling.
Bye, eh? What a calling, bye.
What a calling. I don't hear a man say, Mr. I born to thief.
Well, are you doing it well?
I born to thief and my grandmother obey me. That was the exact.
They always putting the poor grandmother in things. I just got sticky fingers. I know, trying to say.
My grandmother walk obey me.
Where is your grandmother?
She cursed me to thief.
What about you as a child would force your grandmother to say, no, I'm going to do you?
But then again, some of them grandmothers will miserable inside.
Sure. You should be lad, man. That's a little fair. You saw the story about these women, a daughter and a mother, who chopped up and cooked and grilled their grandmother?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you didn't.
I was not expecting that. Wow.
I know I wasn't expecting the last part. Yeah.
So obviously, to answer your question, no, I had not heard.
Yeah.
Jade, I tell you, me.
Oh, you're having a cookout with Granny?
I tell you, the only part, watch it. My, online algorithm, don't bring them things to me. No.
I don't know.
You are my algorithm, Jade. You are the algorithm that bring these things to me, such.
It's me winning your life. Well, I feel like if I got to see them, you got to see them too. I hear about them, so. My mental health can't be the only one unstable, you know? No, this is a joint effort, man.
I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
I see what's happening.
Anytime I come across something that show me off, I'm going to hear about it.
Well, I got to save this trauma to myself.
Yeah.
Got some share.
Yeah. And all of us going to have to share with it. So,
You got share therapist too.
listen, I don't vex with me, vex with the internet. Vex with the people who are out here doing these things, because I never once felt like I should chop up my banana.
Insane.
Bye. Unhinged behavior like no other. Got a lot of unhinged people out there, you know.
There is.
Yeah. Like in the Bahamas, they uncovered a human trafficking ring. Yeah, they were smuggling people.
I was liking it more when we were just talking about Carifto. I was liking it more when they were in the news for Carifto.
No.
I'm messing up the races, but this.
Ted saying that here, you know. I can't catch up with it, by. Well, sir. Bahamian officials said they had detained 22 foreigners, including 2 children, on Sunday after intercepting. We're just trying. TDC adds in my face, sir. Y'all in my way. Love y'all. Mean it. After they intercepted a 32-foot vessel in Bahamian waters carrying a United States flag, had to be them nearby, We are going to remain firm. We are going to be relentless in our pursuit. And once we find out you are engaging in human smuggling, human trafficking, we are going to place you before the courts and you will rightly go where you rightly deserve. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Super Me. I'm here. Oh my God, so much things for here.
He's important, apparently.
Well, Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings.
We need to skip some of them names.
Listen.
Skip some of them titles.
I kept reading and I'm like, where is his name? Well, he told reporters.
Aloysius got some photosynthesis.
Bye.
Longshoreman.
It's actually a she, my bad. She said that the group, including 13 men, 6 women, 2 children, and only 1 infant from Ecuador, Italy, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Brazil, they were reportedly on their way to North America. The migrants were apprehended by the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marine Unit, acting on intelligence, and intercepted the vessel west of New Province. Somebody snitched.
You think so?
Yeah. But what intelligence you could get? That there's people being smuggled on this boat.
I wonder where the boat originated.
What is that?
You know, the funny thing about this for me is the fact that they thought they could just put the American flag on the boat.
And they just sail on by.
And like everything good.
Yeah, just sail on by.
Because you know that's what happened, right?
Hi, neighbors.
They just put up a US flag and I was like, yeah.
They gonna stop us, man.
Yeah, we're good now, we're good now.
We're under the protection of the US.
Crazy.
You thought. But yeah, I mean, things happening in the world, friend. Let me see what else. Because it's Jade Pits. It's time for Jade Specs. Unimportant, but...
Interesting.
Yes, unimportant but entertaining segment of the show.
Still get scared. Still get scared every
Yeah, as
time.
you should be, you know. So we talk about UFO this morning, but may really give you much context. So
Give me some more context.
let me jump into that. See, now I can't click on it. I tell you here, you know.
Oh, boy.
No, I can't click on the link. I wonder why. It's a conspiracy. Open.
There obviously must be hackers and so. They probably got hacking capabilities. They're hacking into your iPad.
Easily, Azem. Easily.
Yes, sir.
Well, Las Vegas police spot suspected UFO and residents claim to see aliens.
Okay, let's hear what happened.
Could this be the real deal? Bodycam footage from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department captured a suspected UFO soaring across the night sky before a nearby resident called in a report of something 100% not human on their property.
100% not human.
100%.
I know that is not a human. I know what humans look like.
And this is not it.
It was 8 feet tall. I was watching the video.
Wow, okay, 8 feet tall. Oh, wait, so there's a video of this thing?
Yeah. That's how I tell you, either they're real good at editing.
Are you sure Young Ming was in this person yet?
No. You hear 100% not human, they know Young Ming. They know Young Ming.
If you see a Young Ming,
He look unhuman, but...
yeah, if you see a Young Ming, I could see you getting a bit confused.
The height is kind of yeah, what's watching the video now?
You see the video, Jade?
Some of it. Okay, I see the UFO flying in blue.
There's a blue UFO?
Yeah.
Kind of done,
The lights and the UFO blue. The lights. A Vegas officer's camera picked up the object about 11:50. What is the chances, right? Of an officer, the body cam and them seeing it, right? And a couple minutes after the guy call say, bye, man, we're going on, right? But something went into me hand and they looking.
Them people had a drone flying and just walk out there and have some fun, man.
Okay, so so the people with the drone is the one who call in and said that there's something into the hand.
Yeah.
Vibes. The flash was seen as far as Utah and California. Men what kind of drone is here?
Okay, we might be onto something here.
Men what kind of drone is here? They're going to see from states. Approximately 39 minutes after, another man who lived about 80 miles from Area 51, of course Area 51 is involved, an alien escaped.
Should they make her get away?
Yeah. If man could break out of jail, I'm pretty sure alien could break out of jail.
You see that guy who was the whistleblower? You heard about this guy who was the whistleblower who said that there is the government is 100% in possession of off-world vehicles.
I believe that.
Yeah. So they have UFOs. Like the U.S. government have UFOs.
They've been telling us this. It's us just saying, telling them, you know, it's because they just take too long. They take too long to tell us. So now it's not like we're shocked, you know.
It's a part of it that we was really distracted too.
That's what they take too long. They should have told us this before we had the internet.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. He said, I'm in my backyard. I swear to God. You lie. I swear to God, you lie. Anytime somebody prefers the statement with, I swear to God.
You lie.
You lie. You lie. I always want to bring God in everything.
Is either God or when it started with the
I said,
boy. When it bend in that, you could tell if it's a lie based on the amount of O's in the bar.
When they long it out?
When they long out them.
You lie. You lie. You're still coming up with a lie in your head, so you're using it.
Yep.
We want to you. The man said, I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified. He added, they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. This is all like a little bit rough.
A milli.
They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes. So I look like an alien to you?
Okay, it wasn't Yao Ming.
It wasn't Yao Ming.
Yao Ming have small eyes.
See? See?
Might have been African.
Might have been an African man?
Perhaps Congolese. Congolese, them are very big.
They had big mouth too. They said, like, I can't explain it. And big mouth.
This person white?
No, they're white.
If they're white, then they're just racist, Jade.
Oh, yeah, this is only very
They
racist.
see a tall black man in the yard and they decide to call the police boy alien in the yard.
They said,
They have big eyes, big mouth.
yeah, they're shiny eyes and they're not human. They're 100% not human, he claimed.
Definitely.
They done said that about black people already.
Definitely a racist, Jade.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm over the story. This dude obviously is a racist and just wanted to have some fun. In his weird sick way. Come to know, right? What, the alien make a statement?
No.
See, the alien ain't make a statement. The alien ain't make a statement, so how are we supposed to believe this?
Can I say it?
I can watch this video. I can watch this video and see if
you
I
need to
believe.
see with your own 2 big eyes?
Yes.
Your 2 big shiny eyes?
Yes, and then speak with my mouth ain't big, but... Yeah.
Not in this case anyway.
So let me ask the Kingsters, why you all
what's the verdict?
Why y'all verdict is definitely 100% not human? 100% or maybe more like 30%?
Well, when I watched the video, the guy was hysterical and the police officer was like in disbelief. Then the police officer said the thing and he was like, yeah, let's get out of here.
I said, this ain't my jurisdiction.
The man said the police officer decided, bye, we really stick it out here.
Man.
I don't think we have the proper training.
No. We have the proper training, all the tools. But man, about to not me by.
Not today.
I believe him now. Kind of police. Police don't give up a challenge to go for a black man.
Right.
So they ain't that.
Right.
The police officer playing someone. Yeah, I'm gonna get this mother.
Because he thought I was a black man. When he realized things was real, he said, bye.
The police officer said the thing, right?
And I said, no, bye.
Yeah?
That's how I know.
So the camera here. So you see this thing up here.
Bye, that wasn't a black man, bye.
I know, yeah, Jade, yeah.
No, this might be the real deal.
What happened is
It was a
E.T. Escape 51.
Bye.
No, maybe it was one of the local Macajumbies.
No.
Oh.
Practicing in somebody.
I don't post in this. Somebody or something.
What state this happened? Vegas, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something jump over a high electrical wall and somebody else come pick them up. So that's why there was only to the backyard them.
You know what I want? I want a pendant to say KR above self.
Oh, sorry, they actually look really good though.
Dependent, right?
Yeah, dependent. Who it is? Who
May
do it?
no buy, but that they look sick for you.
Yeah, he actually look really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a local artisan and jeweler or.
But that business about to boom by.
Yeah, man.
The amount of people who said about and then that fight in the comment section say it's supposed to be country, but they are.
Okay, whatever, man.
I always want to tell people what to do with their life. My God. I entitled, you know. What me got to do with you? What I put on me got to do with you? What you argue? What you understand argue about? People are dead.
Supposed to intentionally put K on,
Yeah.
Duh.
The country and K-on is spelled the same.
You'll be surprised. Somebody might be dyslexic.
No.
No.
That's too far gone, man.
No. Oh, boy. But
Workers, Pastor?
who?
Workers. Oh, that's a rumor.
Workers?
Workers.
No, workers.
Fam, you talking about oh, maybe that's why.
Football?
No.
So that's what like somebody.
I think he used to work for one of the courier places then. I can't remember which one. It's Hobson.
Probably not.
Wait.
Wait. You sure you ever play football?
Me no.
You sure you know this?
I mean, no.
Yeah, Cardi Rockers, I think he used to play football. Somebody. Yeah, so I don't know if it's the same person.
Me
And from Newtown.
Yeah, maybe then. Man, if it's
Let's we'll wait and see. I hearing this thing about, you got this thing where people just be killing off people?
What? But remember when they was sitting around that whole man picture the man alive?
We did. I didn't get calls about family members.
That alive and well?
I literally seen and watching them and people calling me, telling me condolences.
I said, bye, you know, that. That man said, you know? It happens.
So I ain't killing off nobody.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let me see what else we have here. I think we had started talking about this one. The Kenyan situation where the man was starving people.
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed that.
So he says, the article says, religious leader linked to Kenya starvation cult says court hearing is a matter of intimidation.
It is, but so what?
So you're starving people. I feel like they should intimidate you.
So what?
The leader of the Christian cult, who has been accused of encouraging his followers to starve themselves, appeared in court in Mombasa, Kenya, on Friday, telling CNN after that the hearing is a matter of intimidation and time wasting. Paul Mackenzie was arrested last month after police received a tip-off that his land on the Shakahola forest in the Kilifi country of eastern Kenya, contained mass graves. According to court documents, investigators have found 200... Sir, come on, sir. Be for real now.
Like he talking about court is intimidating?
Sir, you have 249 bodies on your place. 249.
Jade, this man killed more his congregation than some of the church here have had since the entire existence here.
Hi.
You know what churches here which had 249 congregants?
And at least 10 mass graves in the forest area. Sir, go to jail, please, and go first. Mackenzie, who appeared before the magistrate's court, told CNN's David Mackenzie that he had never seen anybody starving. So if you see it happening, that's what he said.
Close your eyes.
When asked about the accusations that followed of his group had starved their children following his instructions. In court documents, the state prosecutor said it would seek to extend the respondent's custody period for a further 60 days. Let's extend it for life. Let's see how we could get to that point. The prosecutor has maintained that the extended period of 60 days is the least period possible within which investigators are to be completed under the prevailing circumstances. The prosecutor is also arguing that there are compelling reasons to deny the respondents bail, I agree, including evidence gathered thus far, which demonstrates a high likelihood of serious charges against the accused.
I don't understand how these people just continue to just exist.
By living life.
Wickedness. Wicked. Like, it's a point I don't even try to explain this anymore. It's just wickedness. Evil. It's just evil. Evil exists in the world. That's all I could say. Evil exists in the world.
Very much so. And we can't stop it. We could try to, you know.
When we find it, we stamp it out. That's all we could do.
That's all we could do.
We
can't stop it. People born every day.
Evil.
We don't know which out of the batch gonna go up to be a domestic terrorist. You know, nobody could have forced Hitler coming as a baby.
Oh boy. Well,
Here we are now.
here we are now. Yeah, but hopefully the last angel. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Forever and ever by. Give him about 200 years.
I mean, I ain't even enough. We can, at least 1 year for each dead man.
So
lad.
249?
Minimum.
Minimum.
That's the only
I
way they
believe.
find so far.
Yeah, let me see how well your Christian beliefs can keep you alive.
Oh man. But Jade, wait, it's so windy outside. We supposed to get rain today finally?
It was raining on and off.
It was raining.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
I put my hands up in the air sometimes. And yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
Thank God for the little bit of rain by.
yeah, I'm telling you, because it's been so dry.
It looked like it stopped off. That there was like a sprinkler.
And the thing is, when the rain fall and then the sun come back out, the sun will come out with a vengeance. Yeah.
hot,
Like that sticky heat.
Like the heat that's come out like it vexed with your car rain.
Let me tell you something. Those of you who live down on the west side, right? If I got any land, check me now. I think in Niagara go live down there.
In the country?
In the watershed. In the watershed, by the way, down there every day, all in the drought raining. I don't know. Somebody find me a nice piece of land down there, say, I got this here for you. That's all.
Good luck.
Hey, speaking of land, I was supposed to be abusing the government body saying about it.
Oh dear, what I don't know.
I want to know if the policy still is. Okay, let me change it up. And I'll say this quick because I know we got to wrap up. I went on a piece of land sometime back, years. I went back, hey, oh, that place ain't look bad where that there be? Oh, for real? Oh, I know where that is. Yeah, let me get that there. Well, sir, there's some stipulation. A stipulation about St. Kitts and I got money. Well, I got money, but I could get it.
Yeah.
Well, firstly, you have to pay off for the land in a year. You have a year to pay off for the land. Other than that, and also, you have to receive approval from the Prime Minister's office, the office of the Prime Minister.
Wait. Did I sell that?
Jade, me couldn't believe you.
Man, did I sell that?
So somebody tell me before I start abuse if that is still the case.
Yeah.
How is it that...
You put dog, remember you can't cuss. Remember you have to ask. Wait for confirmation, then cuss. You can't cuss before you know.
But the fact that it even was like that, Jade, is a travesty, Jade.
No, it is.
It's a travesty.
It is.
Man, and the things like that, bad things like that does really get under my skin here. Like, I can't, like, things... This classist thing that we got around here, like, is ridiculous, man. Because all that is just to make sure that it's a certain class of people live up there. That's all it is, yeah?
Yep.
That's all it is. You're not good enough to live up here. That's all they're really telling me.
Even if you go for it.
Why is it that so many things in our society are dependent upon the discretion of people? Why? It's ridiculous.
It is, friend.
Give people an outline of what the requirements are, and if they meet the requirements and they're eligible, then hey, I born St. Kitts. I born here. I born here.
And I want to come
just cross the road in JNF.
And I want to sell the land to somebody who buy a passport or who in some foreign entity.
No, somebody in the government are cool with this person, and them kind of shit. I ban things, and you're telling me I have to get permission from the Prime Minister to buy land.
When the Prime Minister started to sell land?
I better stop this stupidness around here, you know. I got you, right? When people, we too comfortable, you know. Got you. When people see what's going on and start to rebel, me surprise you.
Not me, my fault.
You just that right now we're too comfortable. We turn on we pipe and we get water, we flip the switch, we get electricity.
We get water where? So me water going earlier.
We do up until about 6 o'clock.
How is it?
We get water up until about 6 o'clock.
How is it? This is our life.
I see yesterday that St. Peter's going to start getting a touch now too.
Oh, you wasn't?
St. Peter's was. Like some places in St. Peter's wasn't getting a touch.
Imagine that.
Yesterday it came out that touching is about to start happening.
Welcome to the group. Welcome to the group. Come have a seat.
Insane.
Fill your bottles and relax.
Insane, Jade. Insane.
Keep them bottles filled,
Simply
man.
insane, Jade. I don't understand. But There you go.
Hey, yeah.
On that note, we gotta leave. We gotta go. We gotta disembark, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us right here on Sip and Chat at the Sugar Factory. It's been real. It's been lovely, but alas, we gotta go.
Gotta leave.
We gotta vanish. But on the cloaking device, like the
I
one
want
malfunction.
one. I want one.
The one malfunction for the 8-foot creature.
Yeah, I want one of them there though. They don't sell them. No?
I don't know if they're selling them yet, but hey, speaking of technology,
What?
I ain't gonna tell a lie. The Apple Vision Pro.
I know you want one here.
Yo,
Bye. You did not
That
watch
Apple-
Black Mirror?
the Apple Vision Pro. Yo,
I tell you.
life changing. But I've been telling you that we're gonna get to a point where people just literally just sit down and
Yeah, you did.
they don't even interact with the real world, you know.
No, you did say that.
Yeah, that's where we're heading.
I didn't check it out. I woke up and she told me to.
Well,
Bye.
yeah, but we can't afford it. But we gotta see what it is.
But we could see, but we could like it.
We could see what it is. Like,
We like things we can't afford all the time.
there's a lot of things I love that I can't afford.
Yeah.
A lot of things I love that I can't afford.
That's normal.
Yeah. But by that they're gonna cause some problems. What's when they start to get like the haptic feedback and so? By things turn right up, Jade. Things turn right up. I saw actually marriage one name so. Nobody's so
And I could make my wife in here and leave.
You see how I just like to say, oh, my dear man, because I have this. Well, you give me a joke.
No time.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So guys, we gotta leave, we gotta go, we gotta disembark, we gotta disappear. Thank you so much. Sippers, big up yourself. Kingsters in the King Club, big up yourself. First time, last time listeners, big up yourself. We gotta leave, we gotta go, we gotta disappear, literally. We already have.
Yeah.
But of course, remember guys, spend more time living your content than posting it. And remember, you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not. That was so funny, Jade. Bye-bye.
See y'all on Monday, man.